Epic 56, this next bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Set to make his way to the cage from the blue corner, Nick Welch.
And Nick Welch making his third appearance in Epic Fighting, age 20 years old, weighing in at 152.5 pounds, standing at 6'2", fighting out of Hellfire MMA. And Nick is definitely very kick-heavy striker, definitely longer for the weight class, you know, and this fight, I really want to see what kind of wrinkles has he brought into his game. You know, I mean, everybody needs improvements, right? And if I'm Nick, I want to stay long. I want to strike. I want to keep it standing. I want to use like my good kicking base.
Yeah, you know, the taller people, or taller fighters, I should say, you want to see them use their range. It's like a shorter fighter. You don't want them to play range with someone taller than them. So I'm hoping that's what we see tonight with Nick, is that he plays his range really well.
Yeah, and he has a debuter, right? So it's like, how, like, debuters are almost a little bit more difficult to practice for, to prepare for, because you don't really know what you're walking into.
Well, yeah, because they're going through all the nerves. They might go against their game plan like you would probably already plan on, whereas Nick has a little bit of experience in the cage already, so he probably is very well suited, or well known with like what a game plan is to go through. So, you know, not sure what his opponent's going to be throwing at him, but he's probably a little more well prepared for this kind of situation versus debuters, for sure.
Right, yeah, and I mean, there's what you call like a camo profile, but those are written by the fighters. You could seemingly put anything you want on there.
True.
And his opponent set to make his way to the cage out of the red corner, Aidan Salazar.
And the infamous Aidan Salazar making his debut as well, weighing in at 155.9 pounds, standing at 6'4", fighting out of Extreme Couture.
Both guys are really tall for this weight class, I feel like.
Might be the tallest amateur 55er on the planet.
Probably. I would not disagree with you.
And here's a really unique element to Aidan, right? So, generally speaking, we have the longer fighter. So, the shorter fighter a lot of times is looking for that takedown, right? I have to negate that reach advantage. But Aidan actually has a high school wrestling background, and so you kind of wonder, are you able to finish that takedown? You know, and if not, how do you cover that range? How do you cover that space with the striking? And that helps that his opponent is a kicker, so I'm wondering, is Aidan going to use his wrestling offensively, defensively, and how's his striking? You know, I mean, especially with that reach, it's kind of hard not to be good at striking, at least remotely.
Yeah.
And coming from Las Vegas, too, you know.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, out of the Bata Fulkerson blue corner. With 3 fights under his belt, he is still looking for his first victory. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, he weighs 152.5 pounds, representing Hellfire MMA from Chula Vista, California. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Azazel Welch. And his opponent across the cage, out of the Royal Collision Center red corner. He is making his MMA debut, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 155.9 pounds, representing Extreme Couture. He hails from Las Vegas, Nevada. Please welcome infamous Aidan Salazar. Your referee in charge of the action, George Gallegos.
Shout out to the purple hair matching the purple shorts.
I love a matching hair and shorts combo.
Definitely very opposite looks, but essentially trying to achieve the same goal. So
True.
may the best fighter win round 1 of the 3rd fight of Epic 56.
I know earlier we were mentioned about Aidan wrestling. I'm really looking forward to see what he brings in terms of that. I mean, we both had mentioned earlier taller fighters typically are the strikers, so I just want to see what he's going to pull off here in this fight.
Especially when you've been wrestling and you've competed in front of big groups, I think the adrenaline dump isn't nearly as bad.
Yeah. Nick's throwing some crazy hooks over him.
And Aidan looks very composed. Nick throwing a lot of kicks, that kick-heavy striking style.
He's going to be a little careful with the energy he's throwing at Aidan.
And here's that body lock. Ooh. Oh, and he
Oh,
just
we're
breaks
on the
him
ground
down
now.
in half guard. Right here, here's one of my favorite ground and pound positions.
So he's
Nick
past his
looks it.
guard. He's got to pass his legs. I'm not sure if he's trying to look for the mount or if he's just looking for some control right here. It'd be great if he'd start throwing some common punches here. He has some control, but he's got Nick's arm around his neck here, so he does have some. Nick's got his head a little bit controlled there. It's not the most dominant position on bottom. Aidan's switching sides now. And we're looking for a mount. He's got a heavy. Oh, here we go with those strikes. Heavy punches, too. He's going to look to take the back here.
Ooh, hooks in.
That's a deep choke. He's got his hooks in now. He's got the back. He's got Nick tapped.
And just like that.
Another rear naked choke on our card, guys.
3 finishes in a row. Congratulations, Aidan. The infamous Aidan. I think that's how he got his name.
Absolutely.
I mean, he looked so composed. I mean, the way you see his demeanor, very casual.
Someone for as young as he is, too, especially, he's got really good composure.
And you saw the grappling, right? Transitioning sides with that cartwheel right there. Slides right to mount.
That was a clean transition, too. He was heavy with those punches. I really thought that's where it was going to end at first until Nick started rolling.
And an exceptionally good timing as well. Soften him up with strikes and then look for that sub. You know, I mean, a lot of times you see guys and they're going for a mounted Kimura or something that, you know, may or may not work in jiu-jitsu, but when you see Aidan and he's like, no, I'm going to use my strikes to soften him up, get his back, and then look for the sub, it was a great transition, and it really shows that he prepared well for this fight.
Absolutely. All the fights on here so far, there's only been 3 fights, and they've all looked great so far.
Yeah, and with Nick, I mean, you got to work on just a little bit better takedown defense, you know.
Maybe setting up those strikes a little differently.
Yeah, I mean, solid kicks for sure, but it's hard. It's hard to be a kick-only striker. There's only so many Wonder Boys.
Yes.
You know, but nonetheless.
I mean, you could tell he's got the power behind him. It's just applying it differently.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee George Gallegos calls a stop to the contest at 1 minute, 21 seconds of the very first round for your winner by submission due to rear naked choke in his MMA debut, infamous Aidan Salazar.